Hey guys, and welcome back. Today I want to talk about protein-sparing modified fasting and the fact that it is for absolutely everyone. Not. No, seriously, it's really not.
With every start, we are born again. Open your heart.
So, many people have asked me, should I do protein-sparing modified fasting? Should I do keto? Should I do carnivore? Or should I do ketovore? Here's the deal. I don't know. There are so many people coming to this way of eating, or as it's called online, WOE, way of eating. The issue is there's a lot of variation in the keto space. Most people think that there is a set of rules that you follow to be keto and you're done. You'll get results. Well, that's true to some extent, but there are some issues with that too. When you first transition to this way of eating, if you get rid of all processed foods, even keto foods, just because it says keto doesn't mean it's actually a good food to be consuming. You will see results, but whether or not it lasts or continues is another story. Some people try keto for a month, but they don't see the results that they really want. So they stop and they see keto didn't work for me. Well, not really. Let me paint you a little bit of a picture. Let's say that this is the world. There are 7 billion different teeny tiny colored squares on this world. One thing to realize is that not a single one of them is the same as the one next to it. No two squares are alike. If we were to zoom in, you would see that there is a slight difference between every single square. The ones on the left look nothing like the ones on the right. They are all different, just like we are all different. Some very different, some very similar. So thinking of this as one person per square, we're all different in some way, which means that we all need things that differ slightly from one another. For example, did you know that about 15% of the world's population can eat the standard American diet and thrive? That's 1.125 billion people who can eat pizza, soda, and ice cream every day and be a rock star. They are healthier than the rest of us who are struggling. Now, for us in the keto space, that's insanity. That's unlimited carbs with absolutely no side effects. But they do exist. Then there are people who fall just outside that realm. They're not quite there, but they're close. These are the paleo people. For them, they can focus on cutting out the processed foods, eat lean meats and seafood, limited eggs, unlimited fruits and vegetables, non-starchy vegetables, nuts, limited oils like olive, walnut, and a few others. They cut out things like dairy, grains, starchy vegetables, sweets, even artificial, processed meats, and any highly processed food. That's the next step out. You can still eat a lot of carbs, but thrive in this area. There are a small number of people who can do that, but I'm not going to talk about those people today, because chances are, if you're here and you're watching this right now, you're not one of those people. You could be one of the lucky ones who can thrive in that area, but you may know someone who doesn't live there. So I'm not going to focus on them. The ones I'm going to focus on is the rest of us. There's quite a few of us actually that can't do high carbs. We can't do unlimited fruits and vegetables. Some can't do dairy. So the further out on this color wheel that you go, the less carbs you can personally handle. For some, 50 total carbs a day, totally fine. For others, less than 5, closer to 0 if possible. Then you have the 3 realms of keto. Now, please keep in mind, this is all my opinion, based on the research and training that I have attained. I see keto being cut up into 3 different areas: traditional keto, carnivore, and ketovore. Keto being defined as a low-carb way of eating, sticking to whole foods to include meats, seafood, dairy, eggs, lots of non-starchy vegetables and leafy greens, nuts, berries, healthy fats like olive, coconut, avocado oils, butter, tallow, and keto-approved sweeteners. On the other side, we have the carnivores, who are pretty much just meat eaters. How strict you are as an individual is completely up to you. Spices or no spices, sauces or no sauces, salt or no salt, what kind of meats, Do you include dairy? Finally, ketovore. The land between the two. It's meat-based, but you do consume the plants that don't upset your system. Usually spices and sauces and some keto-approved sweeteners as well. Then you have to take those areas and take into consideration your fat intake. Some people can consume copious amounts of fat and excel. Then there are those that if they eat too much fat will have negative consequences. Over here would be the ovo-lacto-pescatarians. Over there would be the protein-sparing modified fasting group. Then there's the therapeutic epileptic keto people. Here's the fat-heavy carnivores, the low-fat carnivores, the low-fat ketovores, like me. The most important thing to learn about this world over here, we don't stay in one place. We can move all around this board, except under the sad circle. Please don't go back under the sad circle. And find different benefits in different locations. So when someone asks me, what should I do? The problem is, I don't know. It's like playing a game of darts. The chances of you throwing a dart and landing exactly where you need to be are astronomically low, possibly impossible. Let me tell you a little about Richard's and my story. This is my husband and I at the beginning of our journey. We're both of German descent. That means that our genetics are pretty close, right? Which means that if we were to eat the same thing, our results should be really close, right? Well, here is our after picture. Usually men lose weight faster than women do. That's not the case for us. He actually did better on keto than he seems to be doing on carnivore. Here he is after just 1 year keto. As you can see, he's carrying more weight now. Well, that doesn't mean anything bad, right? We just went and got CAC scans. That's a coronary artery calcification scan and organ ultrasounds to boot. He was diagnosed with a fatty liver. How can that be? Carnivore is supposed to be so healthy. Apparently, he is over-consuming his fuel source. An overabundance of any fuel can cause problems, whether it be carbs or fat. Depends on the individual. We eat the same way. So how does my liver look? Squeaky clean. What about our CAC scans? The CAC scale for the scan that we got looks like this. My score is a 0. His is a 1. We haven't gotten this scan before. We don't know what our scores were before this, before we went keto or carnivore. His could be at a 1 because of his previous standard American diet, or it could be adding to it because of an overabundance of fuel. Does this mean that carnivore hurt him? No, it means it's time to tweak something. Here's the deal. This is a journey. We started over here. We moved around the board until we found where we felt best. Apparently for Richard, it's time to move again. Think about it this way. If you go on a long road trip, the scenery changes, the landscape changes, the weather conditions change, the road conditions may deteriorate. What does this mean? You have to check in. While you are on a health journey, you must check in to see where you stand. What do I mean when I say check in? Well, there's several ways to do this. Number 1, how do you feel? And I mean really feel. To find this out, you might have to do a few little experiments on yourself. Like when we took coffee away. I truly thought I was doing just fine, but I wanted to check in. So I drank a cup to see what would happen. What did happen? My mood improved even more. I was less reactive to when bad things happened, and there were no negative side effects that I could see. Had I not tried it, I wouldn't have known. Another way to do this is to have tests done. Blood work, scans, hormones checked. It is important to have them checked while you are on this journey. Had we not, we wouldn't have known that Richard needs to do leaner food for a while. Does that mean that he always should have eaten lower fat? Not necessarily. Things happen in stages and in phases. Things change. The landscape changes. The conditions. Everything changes. Keep in mind, you are the only expert on you. So while it is important to go and have tests and scans done, you are the only one that gets to decide what happens from here. You can go to the doctor and get your labs done. You can listen to what your doctor has to say about those results. You can listen to what I have to say about those results. But you have to make the decision about what you are going to do for you. Just because Richard and I are both of German descent doesn't mean that we can keto the same way. When we were first keto, I made all of the treats. with almond flour. Heck, I made our own almond flour and our own almond milk. We ate a pound of spinach every single day, whether it be a salad or a smoothie. A pound each every single day. What happened? Richard got kidney stones and I didn't. Oxalates seemed to affect him, but not me. You have to listen to your body over listening to what other people are saying. There are a lot of people in this space saying a lot of different things. I think that a lot of people who are promoting a certain way of eating and a certain way of living have a right to do so because it's what worked for them, or they have seen many people that it did work for. For example, Maria Emmerich. She is a huge advocate of protein-sparing modified fasting. She's been talking about lowering your fat intake and upping your protein for more than 20 years. She has seen the benefits for herself and her clients. But did you know she herself doesn't currently do protein-sparing modified fasting? Doesn't that make her a hypocrite? No, protein-sparing modified fasting is a tool to be used at a certain time for certain people to attain certain goals. She used it in the past, but she doesn't use it anymore. Why? Because she doesn't have body fat to spare. She doesn't have reserves to use on those days. She has no need for it. So she doesn't utilize protein sparing for herself. She has found where her happy place is and she lives there. Does that mean she will never have to adjust anything ever again and has found her utopia? Nope. She's on a journey too. Stuff happens. You have to check in and adjust when needed. What works for her now may not always work for her. What works for her isn't guaranteed to work for anyone else. It's the same thing with you. Only you can determine what's going to work for yourself by trying it. Only if it's appropriate. Listen to people who are for and against whatever it is. Then make your choice and go start your experiment. We all live in this world. We're all human, some very similar to others, and some very different. That's why it's crucial for you to continue your education and learn more about this lifestyle and continue to grow your knowledge base for yourself. You have to become your best advocate. You have to take charge of your life and make changes. There's one other thing that you really need to do, and that is stop comparing yourself to others. Only compare you to you. I can't look at Kelly Hogan, who is my age, and say, oh darn, she looks better than I do. I must be doing something wrong. No, she is not me and I am not her. I did not start my journey at the same time that she did. She's been doing this a whole lot longer than I have, so that's certainly no comparison. We're different people. I compare this me to that me. Who is she now? I've lost weight. I've lost fibromyalgia, allergies, depression, anxiety, aches, pains, excessive sleep, moodiness, a fatty liver, heart problems, headaches, acid reflux, all of the medications that I used to be on, and more that I probably can't even think of. I gained health. I gained freedom over stress and worry. I gained mobility and flexibility. I gained better quality sleep, mental clarity, and a joy that I had lost. I didn't give up foods. I gave up ailments. I choose to eat what's going to bring me health and not harm me. But to discover what that looked like for me, I had to experiment on myself. You have to stay fluid. You need to change things. Look at them from a different angle. Maybe even try something that you didn't consider. But to do that, you have to keep learning. I can tell you every single thing that Richard and I did. I can look back and see what we might have done wrong and try to warn you about it. I can look at other stories, testimonies, and N=1 experiments and see what happened. But that doesn't mean it's going to work for us. If I don't keep looking and learning, I won't progress. I will become stagnant and swampy. And let's be real, nobody wants to be swampy. Be on the lookout for the next bend in the road, the next hill, the next valley. Look ahead to the mountains. This is not an easy journey or a quick one, but it is 100% a worthwhile journey. You seriously never know what's possible until you try. So keep that in mind while you're on this journey. You have to adjust if something isn't working. This isn't a one-stop shop. My whole purpose for this entire episode was to bring to your attention that one size does not fit all. If there's 100 people, 10 sizes won't even fit all. Heck, 100 sizes isn't gonna fit all because we change. Stuff happens. We have to be ready to change a setting, a concept, or even shift our entire paradigm. You are the captain on this journey. Own it. Find the best you that you can be right now and then live it. Then find an even better you tomorrow. Find a support group that you can rely on and turn to. Join groups that lift you up, not ones that bring you down. This life is about more than just food. It's about more than just losing weight. It's about gaining health. It's learning more about yourself and discovering things you didn't even know were possible. Find the way that works best for you. On that note, I've been approached by several people that have asked me if I do coaching. I am actually going to start coaching soon for those of you who need some help along your path. If you can do this on your own, please keep watching my videos and the videos of others that encourage you and educate you. I will be here offering free advice to anyone who wants it and doing what I can to guide you in the right direction. If you need more than what I can offer here, I will be launching my website soon. Speaking of websites, I've also started a Teespring shop per request for items with my logo on them. I've included a link to the shop down below in the description. If there's something that you want that isn't there, let me know and I'll see if I can make it up. You can leave a comment on YouTube or you can find my email address also down below in the description. So I really hope that this breaks down the concept of keto and show you how it doesn't just mean one set of macros to follow and the world will be beautiful. Find your sweet spot and settle in. Just know that there could come a time at any time that you might need to change something. It could be days or years until that happens. Don't say it didn't work. That little square of color didn't work for you. Find another square, try another, and then another, and then another. Keep trying, keep learning. Knowledge truly is power. Anyways, I think that about wraps it up. I've gone on more than long enough. Thank you so much, guys, for listening to me and supporting us. I really hope that that helps you and gives you encouragement on your journey and the desire to learn more and continue on no matter when it gets hard and when you don't see results. At least not the results you think you want to see. Thank you so much for supporting us and watching us grow along our own journey as well. We appreciate all of you. If you aren't subscribed, please consider doing that and hit the thumbs up button to show us some love. We will see you guys on the way. Bye. And ultrasound, oh my gosh. The CAC scale for the score, good. I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Excuse me. I have to go. Is there a reason you're blocking me? Do you need more love? Is that what it is? You need more love than I have time to give. Yeah, well, I gotta go, honey. Yeah. Excuse me, you're blocking. You just plopped right down in my way. Yes, you did. Hi. Hi. Can you get up? No? You're not gonna move at all, are you? Hi. Can I help you? You're filthy. Do you think if you just lay here then I can't leave? Is that what it is? Huh? You're goofy.